We could have helped you,
but you didn't ask.
This is Unsolicited Advice.
It's mid-March, and that means spring is on the way, and we're in the mood to celebrate. What better way than annual celebration of Irish heritage, St. Patrick's Day?
Who doesn't love parades and pub crawls, and I, for one, look fabulous in green? But St. Patrick's Day is not all fun and games. According to the New York Daily News, in March of 2010, quote, police said a suspect dressed as a wee green man and toting a large caliber gun held up the First State Bank in Gallatin, a suburb of Nashville, and scored an undisclosed amount of cash. The robber took his Lucky Charms and fled in a car driven by an accomplice. However, in no time the police were after him, and he and the accomplice died in the subsequent shootout. I don't know what makes a man dress as a leprechaun and rob a bank. It's really weird behavior, but what I am more concerned about is the kind of person who would hear this plan and think, oh yeah, sure thing, I'll drive that getaway car.
Yeah, I don't think they were really thinking this through.
No.
How do you think you're going to get away with robbing a bank as a leprechaun?
The most identifiable suspect in police chase history. I mean, and not only that, but this leprechaun is taking serious advantage of what had to be a very gullible person.
There's a widely held belief that only Americans get carried away with St. Patty's Day. But I think our next story will dispel that myth. Overindulging is not a strictly American or even a strictly human pastime, as illustrated by Star, the duck. According to Newsday.com, Star entered a bar in Devon, England, where it was reportedly a regular. He drank a pint of ale, waddled his way home, and picked a fight with the family dog. As you can imagine, the fight didn't go his way, and Star ended up with a split beak. No news yet whether Star has entered either rehab or anger management.
Ugh.
Oh, what a sad fate for the promising young duck.
Indeed.
Man, you're a duck. You're not going to win this one.
And can you imagine being that duck's father?
Ooh.
A family feud brought on by too much alcohol.
Yeah.
And you know, for a duck, I know it's just a pint, but if you're a duck, you gotta know your limitations. You've gotta say, a pint is intended for a grown man, and I do not weigh as much as a grown man.
Hopefully Star learned his lesson.
Yeah.
If we're talking about St. Patrick's Day, our segment wouldn't be complete without a story from Ireland.
According to the Mirror, in 2015, a man was taped to a pole outside of the All Dubliner pub by his friends. According to tweets from a witness, the man seemed actually not to mind. This was probably helped by the fact that his friends kept a supply of beer and snacks coming his way.
Talk about making the best of a weird situation.
On that note, here is our best advice to help you make the most of your St. Patrick's Day.
Number 1. Have good friends. Surround yourself with people who make good decisions. Even if you do go a little crazy, you probably won't end up in a shootout with police.
2. Be aware of your limits. Wondering too many can get you into a world of hurt, and wondering too many for you is not the same as wondering too many for her.
Number 3. Use whatever means you have to keep your friends from drinking and driving.
That is a memorable picture, captured by a friendly passerby.
Oh, yes.
Remember, be safe, don't drink the cheap green beer, and have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day. This has been Unsolicited Advice.